Thank you all for being here for another webinar that we have this month. This month is obviously talking about auditing every quarter for your your marketing plan for your shops, and we'll go through the different areas that you should be looking at, kind of stats and analysis that you should be paying attention to, and so that way you can make sure that your marketing is going well and doing strong. And if there's improvements or tweaks that need to be made, it's just for awareness purposes. Okay, so with that being said, we'll go ahead and get this party started. So agenda today, we're looking at 5 key zones. One will be website performance. Is your site helping or hurting your conversions? Next will be search visibility, SEO and local. Are customers finding you online? Looking at different stats that way. Advertising effectiveness, which campaigns are really paying off, which ones are not. Customer retention and communication, are you staying top of mind? And then content and social media, does your content build trust and drive action? So those are the 5 different areas that we'll be looking at today in the approach for marketing audit. And obviously there's a lot to go into different marketing audits. There's other aspects that you can look into in terms of, say, your mailers and other if you have billboards or radio, other different aspects of marketing that you may have that you need to analyze. But these are going to be the main ones we talk about today. But if you have questions on those, obviously I'm happy to answer and help the best that I can as well. But the goal of a marketing audit at the end of the day, why do we even want to have an audit run once a quarter? So I think it's important to identify what's working and what's not. Because if you're just running and shooting blind and hoping for the best, then there most likely is going to be a lot of wasted spend there. And so we want to make sure that you are identifying what's working and keeping that needle moving, or if it's not working, making sure that adjustments are being made. And then again, it helps you allocate budget more effectively into the right areas. You stay focused on what is driving, again, actual appointments and revenue dollars, and then prevented wasted efforts on different channels. So it is important, however, to try different aspects, because again, you don't know what's going to work and what's not going to work without trying different campaigns. Granted, say you're working with a marketing company, they know what's most likely to work, but it's still, there should be continuing testing that's done all the time. And that way you know that, oh yeah, this is not going to be an effective campaign, and this is. Some places one effective campaign works somewhere, doesn't work in another area of the nation. So those are just different things and aspects. But without testing though, and without looking at the data, you wouldn't know this. And so you want to make sure that an audit and a check is being performed, again, at least once a quarter. Hopefully though, you are getting data real time, at least once a month and things like that, from, say, a marketing vendor. And so the 4 or 5 marketing audit zones that we already talked about, again, website, search visibility, so SEO, advertising effectiveness, so things like Google, Facebook ads, customer retention and communication, making sure that they're coming back, how are they coming back, and then content and social presence there. So the first audit zone is going to be website performance. So questions to ask. So again, how we're going to lay this out is going to be, hey, what questions in terms of this zone should I even be asking? And then from there, based on these questions, what should I then look for in these answers? And then that helps us determine whether something is good or bad in a given zone. So that's how we're going to approach this. And again, with any audit, there should be questions and then answers. And so if you see a question missing, if there's something in it or in a zone that you're like, I would love to know this about said thing, please shoot it in the chat, shoot it in the Q&A, and I'll jump in and answer. And if you're watching the replay, please throw it in the comments. And also, if you can like and subscribe, please do that as well. But in terms of the website performance, again, questions to ask is going to be, 1, is your website fast on mobile and desktop? You want to make sure that it's working effectively on both things. Again, sometimes when, say, someone is doing their job, they're doing their job and analyzing on a computer, on a desktop, but they're not checking on their phone. But majority of consumers, they're going to their phones and visiting the site and doing things that way. So you want to make sure the presence is good on both ends. So make sure you're also doing an audit check on the mobile side along with the desktop side to, again, see that efficiency there. And then, is it easy to book an appointment? Online booking is very important these days, makes it very convenient for the consumer. And so you want to make sure that if you do have that ability, is it easy to do so on the site? And then, are your services and location that you're covering clear? Again, if you cover multiple areas around town, if you cover multiple services, if you're not just, say you're a general auto repair shop, but there's certain elements that you do that you want to make sure it's featured, you want to make sure that's listed. There should be some basic go-tos listed in your services, probably around 8 to 10 pages along that line. That's going to be typical. That covers majority of the general services that most people search for in some shape or form. But there's also, again, it doesn't hurt to tack on here and there more and more services that cover, say, keywords that your competitors aren't addressing. So those are the different questions to ask. And so what to look for there, identify any friction points that cause visitors to leave early. And so one thing that I always push people to do is, hey, with looking at your website, both mobile and desktop, without scrolling, can someone accomplish the job of either booking an appointment, giving you a call, and having the information needed to make that decision? So without scrolling, are they able to make this happen? And so here, again, you give this little snippet window up here just of one of our clients. And then you can see here that, again, it covers address, hours, you can call, it's tap friendly on the mobile phone, make an appointment, you can click on the button, automatically clicks and goes to the online booking. And then there should be, again, a call to action, probably serving this given area. So again, it highlights all the quick things right away that makes sure that a consumer can make a decision and hopefully creates the highest likelihood of converting. That's the whole purpose of the website. Again, it doesn't matter that you have 3 more pages or 100 more pages than your competitors. Yes, it might matter in terms of ranking and making that appear, but once they're here and you got them here, that's the hardest part. Are they then able to make that decision to give you a call versus some of the others? I have a question here. It says, how do I know if my website is considered slow? And so there's a different website tools that you can just literally type in Google or even ChatGPT these days that you can just type in and say, how fast is my website? But PageSpeed Insights is usually a go-to that a lot of people use, and you can just put your URL in there. It gives you a good barometer check of if the speed efficiency of the site. Speed is not the end all be all. So there's a lot, like, speed is not a, hey, if you have the fastest website, you're going to rank the best. No, that's not the case. But it does help in terms of if your website loads quickly, there's a less likelihood that someone just leaves the website immediately. Because again, people are impatient these days. They want immediate gratification. If your website isn't loading and they're having to, again, wait for it to load, they're just going to back out and then go to the next site. Because again, they don't have time to wait for your site to load. So you want to make sure that that's the biggest reason why we even care about a speed of a website to begin with. Again, there's lots of different things around how people explain it, but for me, it just generally is if it's based on the consumer. And if they leave too soon, then it creates a high bounce rate. And that's what makes it look bad to Google. Like, well, is this website spammy? Is this company spammy? Because people keep leaving the website so quickly. Is it just not giving it enough good information to them? But again, it could just be as simple as, oh no, the website is just super slow. So you want to make sure that that's not the case. And then check if the booking process feels simple and intuitive. So again, through online booking, there's different phases and different tools out there. You want to ensure that they can go through the steps and as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So yes, it is nice to have certain answers done, but you don't want too many clicks in that process because that's too many decisions that a consumer has to make. They already made the decision, they want to book an appointment, but now if you confuse them with too many things about, like, they don't even know anything about their car, they just know something's wrong, you want to make that simple for them. I would say usually within like 3 clicks, they are able to be done with the booking of time slot. Okay. And then ensure the website clearly communicates your shop's unique value and contact info. So it's always important to have unique service propositions of like what makes your auto repair shop different than the other ones in town. And hopefully all of you that are listening know those things. Like, hey, yeah, I know who, one, you want to know who your competitors are. It's important for awareness about what they're doing, but what do you do differently from them, of why a consumer that is in between the both of you should pick you instead. And you want to make sure you're highlighting those things. And if you feel like, you know what, we do not have any unique service proposition, then start looking into that in terms of like, maybe you offer loaner cars that other people don't offer, or even a Lyft or Uber ride to and from the shop, or you have a certain warranty that's up and above what others are offering in town. Those are little things that, again, make a big difference for the consumer that you want to make sure you are highlighting, and whatever it may be, even if it seems super simple and mundane, but if it's different and unique, it might resonate with the consumer. So you want to make sure that you're listing those things there. So that is website performance and audit and how to break that down. And again, it is very important. There's a lot of questions that get asked of like, Kelsey, why is a website even important these days? No one really goes there. And again, The amount of people that visit the website, again, is continuing to decrease because you're able to do so many actions without going to the website. Like from the Google Business Profile, a lot of actions are taken there where they can see their reviews, they can call, they can get their directions of where they need to go to right away without even going to the site. But the site is going to kind of be that data warehouse to ensure that you are even appearing high enough to be selected. So those are, again, you want to make sure that those things are efficient and happening and taking place. Okay. Awesome. I don't see any other questions. So we'll move on to the next zone. So zone number 2 is going to be SEO and local search. So in particular, obviously, local SEO, as we know it, is very, very important part of ranking well and getting those actions taken, because majority of people are going to your Google Business Profile and making that decision. They're typing in auto repair in a certain area. They get the map, they see the top 3, they're picking one of those 3 majority of the time. So what is separating you when they're picking those 3? A big part is going to be, hey, what is your average Google ratings? And seeing that there, how many Google ratings are there? And then to even appear there, like, do they have all their services broken down on within their profile? Just little things here and there, but questions to ask. So do you rank for auto repair in location name of wherever you are? Typing in, say, just auto repair by itself, auto repair near me. It's going to be very, very dependent upon where you are physically located versus the shop. So if you type in auto repair near me when you're sitting in the shop versus when you're typing auto repair near me at home and you're 10 miles away from the shop, it's obviously going to be a very, very different result that Google is going to populate, because it's feeling like, oh, the result that the consumer most likely wants is something close to them because they're typing near me. And so regardless of if you have way better ratings than someone that's, say, within a mile of them, they're going to show the one that's within a mile because it's nearer to them. So that's going to be a little bit tricky. So to give you a good barometer check, just type in auto repair with the location name. Gives you a good general idea of how you are performing in the area. And then, do you have separate pages for high value services? So both on your website and within your Google Business Profile, it's important to have those things broken down because you can list them all out. It allows you a lot more data points for Google. Are you doing that? And are you updating your Google Business Profile? Are you doing status updates? Are you making sure that your hours are always up to date? Are you making sure you're responding to all your reviews? Like, are you doing those little things? And so what to look for, you want to check for completeness of business info. So you want to at least ensure all hours, services, address, everything is up to date and accurate. So sometimes people will go in and suggest an edit and say they'll suggest an edit of a different address from where your shop is for no apparent reason. No one was paying attention. Boom, it got overwritten. It changed your address, and it went that way for weeks and weeks. And all of a sudden, you're like, oh no, people didn't know where my shop was, and it affected your ranking. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention and looking at those things and making sure that that's staying consistent across the board. And usually a big missing one out of these, obviously you're usually like, yeah, I want my hours to be right, my address to be right, my phone number to be right, or your website to be right. But services is a big thing that people tend to miss, is they put too many or they don't put anything at all, or put very little that is on there, and putting the right categories on there. It's very important to have the right things there because that's going to affect your ranking the most in terms of your Google Business Profile. So ensure that your services are broken down, all the different service types. Usually they should be tied to the ones that are getting the most search volume in terms of the keywords, and having those all listed there, that's going to all help the efficiency of your Google Business Profile. And you want to make sure you're monitoring the volume and quality of reviews and responses. Again, reviews are important. Having the most reviews does not mean you're going to rank the highest all the time in the top 3 in your area. It's not, but it does help very, very much so. Say you're within the top 3 now consistently, and you're not quite number 1 every single time, but you're number 3. But out of the top 3, if you have the most reviews, there's a high likelihood that you are being chosen to be given the call. If you have the highest reviews and most amount, there's going to be a good chance that you get chosen, regardless if you're in that 3 spot versus the top spot in that top 3. So the goal is always to be in that top 3 and then create the best opportunity for yourself to be the winner within that area. And so helping do that is going to also be responding to reviews, because people care about how a business is responding and handling, especially the ones that are not good reviews. Because no business is going to be perfect. There's going to be situations that, hey, someone dropped the ball one way or another. How did the team handle that? And then people want to see how you go about handling those things, if you take ownership or not, and helps them make a decision there. Okay. And You want to see if photos reflect a clean, professional, welcoming shop environment. So first and foremost, you want to make sure that photos are getting updated on there. That's one of the biggest pain points we find with majority of our clients is getting new photos from with the shop in it and things that are going on there. Yes, it is a tedious task. It's usually not top of mind. Sometimes you don't want your employees even on their phone. But what I suggest is just like, hey, 5 minutes a week. Like say it's on a Friday at noon or 2 o'clock. Like whenever you think that this is a good time that they should be taking photos, have them do it. Take a bunch of photos, throw it in a drive, boom, have your marketing team upload it and make sure it's getting uploaded consistently with the right keywords, etc. Because all those things are going to be helping. I mean, more and more AI is getting leveraged into how a Google Business Profile is being analyzed. And so the more photos you have, the better data points you have, and the higher likelihood you have of, again, ranking better and consistently. So photos, again, I highly recommend working on that time too. Hopefully 5 minutes a week is not that much time, and someone on your team is able to effectively get those photos done. Okay. Any more questions there in terms of auditing SEO, local search? Obviously, you can have a list of, hey, where am I ranking for keywords? You can look at your impression share, average ranking. There's a lot of data that can be had within SEO, but again, we want to try to simplify it a little bit and look at this presence of, okay, are the right things there first and foremost, and then you start looking at, hey, how many calls did I get from my Google Business Profile this time of year versus last year? Is it improving? Is it decreasing? If it's doing one or the other, why is that happening? And kind of just starting to dig your way through there. Okay. All right. So number 3 is going to be social media presence. So I'll throw a question out there. How many of you have someone or are personally posting on your social media at least once a week? We'll go with that. So just throw a yes or no in the chat if you're posting at least once a week. So we got some yeses, we got some no's, we got some I'm not sure's. That's okay. So again, you want to make sure you want to understand what is happening on your social media platforms and how frequently things are being done. So questions to ask: are you posting consistently on social platforms your customers use? So 1, are you posting, and where are you posting to? In my opinion, it should be typically Facebook, Instagram. They're going to be the best places to post. That will create the best likelihood of a result happening, of someone coming in. If you have videos, obviously YouTube is going to be great. And TikTok is still a little bit of too young of a generation. It doesn't hurt to get started now and start building that presence for when the time does come. But again, that generation that's using it is not really the consumer quite yet. That's making a decision on average. And so still leveraging Facebook, Instagram, YouTube is beneficial. LinkedIn is going to be more for if you're big on fleet accounts, then you want to have a strong presence there within local community of like understanding who the other fleet accounts are that are viable in the area. Okay. And then do your post educate, engage, and invite action? So there's a difference between posting and posting with purpose. And so you want to ensure that your posts are, again, doing certain things to engage with the consumer, especially the local consumer. So I know, say a lot of you are in a coaching group and all you other owners are liking each other's Facebook pages, and then you're the only ones engaging with each other on each other's Facebook pages. That does no good, because again, it needs to be a local consumer that's going to be an actual customer. And when those people are engaging, that's when you know you have something special. And so you want to make sure you're building community within there. And then is your branding consistent across all platforms? So that's the whole purpose behind posting consistently, is building that brand. And so you want to make sure that you're building a certain voice that is being spoken to. You don't want a hodgepodge feeling within your social presence. One question is, how frequent should we be posting on social media? So in my opinion, if you're doing it yourself, hopefully you're at least doing once a week. I think that's not an overarching big thing to have to do. When, say, people that we post for, if we manage social media for them, we do 3 posts a week, kind of theming different days of the week out. And also we try to mingle in like going into community groups and responding within there too. Because again, it's hard to consistently get engagement within your business page. Sometimes you probably see lots of posts with no engagement at all. And so you want to make sure you're doing other things within community, because there's lots of groups that are out there within Facebook. That's one of the main ways people are using Facebook. And just being in different communities, there's going to be lots of local ones, and make sure you're just intertwined, getting involved there. So good question. But what to look for: track posting frequency and engagement metrics. And so just making sure you're understanding, one, how often you're posting, how much engagement you're getting. Analyze the type of content getting the most interaction. And so if you're seeing certain types getting more interaction than most, what tends to get the most interaction are those like blanket questions or maybe a funny meme, things like that tend to get a little bit more interaction. But again, sometimes it creates commentary that's outside of your consumer base. So it's good to get some traction, but you don't want to just be guys, oh, this is the only post that gets traction, these are the only ones I'm going to post. That's not going to be very effective either. So you want to get the right interaction. And then review your visual and messaging consistency. Make sure, again, like as you're looking through all your posts, does it look like a cohesive brand, or does it look like someone different is posting every day that has no idea what they're doing? And so you want to make sure that there is consistency there. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Sorry, I'm a little bit stuck. I'm still getting over my cold and feels like I'm underwater. All right, so audit zone number 4, advertising and lead generation. So questions to ask: are your ads targeting the right local audience? Are you tracking lead sources and conversion rates? Do your ads clearly communicate value and next steps? So ads can be very expensive. And again, if you're not managing to it, it could start feeling like a lot of wasted spend. And so what we want to get away from, and what I'm hoping to educate people on here, is let's stop feeling like something is good or feeling like something is bad, but actually knowing based on the data. Like the data won't lie in terms of, hey, this is what is taking place. These are the actions that are being taken. I spent this much and it resulted in this many leads. Thus my cost per lead is this. That's a very transparent kind of math equation that becomes there. Now, granted, the result that spits out is only as good as the data being inputted. So if someone doesn't know what they're doing, say the way that they're tracking conversion is like, instead of requiring at least a 30-second call or a 45-second call at times, they're like, nope, if they didn't change the setting, if it was like, oh, if it was at least a second long, it counts as a conversion. And so now you have this appearance of, hey, my cost per lead is really cheap, and this is working so well. But then when you dig into it and see that, oh, no real cars came in from any of these leads at all, and they had no chance to, because they're all like spam calls. And again, the conversions were being modified based on just a call happening rather than the right calls happening. So you want to ensure that the right parameters are being set, so that way you have the highest likelihood of your ads working. So what to look for: so review ad targeting settings and demographics. Ensure that, again, your ads are going to the right places. So if you're in a very, very populated area, that radius around your shop, which ads should be reaching out to, should be pretty tight. Should be definitely no more than 5 miles, at times no more than 3 miles if you're in a very, very dense area. And so you want to ensure that that is being set. And then even within those location settings, there's like 2 toggles. One is like they're remotely close to the area, or they are exactly in the area. You want to make sure that that bubble is being selected of like they are exactly in this area that I'm setting, and you're not allowing Google to be like, oh, they've searched before in the area, or they've driven through the area before, or whatever it may be. No, that's when you start getting calls of like, oh, this person was not, they're in a different state. Like, how did this happen? Again, it's just the looseness of your demographic and targeting settings that are taking place there. So you want to ensure that that is being really drilled down and even played with consistently, because there's going to be within 3 miles, there's certain zip codes within there that you're like, I don't like. It tends to not have a very good consumer that rolls through here, and so maybe you exclude that area, and then you're putting more budget towards other areas that are producing, again, a higher likelihood of the right customer for you. Okay, and analyze data on leads generated and booked appointments. So you want to take it a step further. Yes, you want to see the actual calls that are coming through, but then from these calls, how many are actually turning into bookings? So that way, again, that may not be on the fault of, say, who's running your ads. That could be more of internally, our team needs to do a better job of closing some of these calls. We're seeing a close ratio of only 25%. Maybe it's only 10% of the ads that are coming through. Because again, an ad is going to be a little bit trickier to close at times because there will be a higher likelihood of a window shopper and people that are price shopping. And again, in a mindset of like, oh, I'm not sure if I want to go here or not. So your team needs to ensure that they're doing a good job of getting them in through the door and seeing that close ratio increase from there. Because again, that costs no extra dollars on ad spend. Because sometimes you're like, hey, I need more calls because it's going to result in this many cars. But if your team is able to do a better job of within the calls that are being sent forth, if we close an increase, say we double the close ratio, it went from 25% to 50%. That's again a huge uptick potentially of just cars coming through the door by improving the close ratio on just ads. So having that data and understanding that is going to be important to seeing like, okay, how much revenue where it was generated based on ads, is that accurate? What is the potential revenue being created that I could have had if, say, I had 100% close ratio on ads? So those are things that you want to make sure that you're understanding and knowing moving forward. And then evaluate the ad copy and create it for clarity and relevance. So just ensure that, say, if your click-through rate, I mean, again, I don't want to talk too many stats because then that's when things get a little bit muddy for people. Really, at the end of the day, I'm assuming most of you just want to know how much money, say, ads by itself made you. But again, it's important to have different tweaks to ad copy, different testing being done to ensure that you're building the most efficiency out of your ad campaign. If there's no test being run ever, then again, who knows if you are as optimized as can be. If something's working, it's working. But I think it never hurts to always have little tests here and there to see like what else can be done to just keep building efficiency. Because eventually, if you run the same ad for months on end, it's going to get stale and it's just going to, again, have diminishing returns. You want to make sure you're always on the upfront on that. All right. So audit zone number 5 is going to be retention and communication. So one of the biggest things you want to ensure that it's very hard to get a new customer in. It's way easier to get them to come back once they've been there before. Now, that's going to be heavily relied upon the shop and the experience that they received. But at the same time, are the right touch points and communications happening to these individuals to keep you front of mind? So questions to ask. How often do you reach out to customers after their first visit? Are your messages personalized to each customer's service history? Do you have a clear follow-up process for repeat business? So these are very important questions to ask and understand. And not only how often do you reach out to customers after their visit, but what is the cadence? Like, is it immediately after they left? Is it 3 days after? Is it 1 day? Is it a week? Like, what are you doing in terms of that process? You should know that end to end. Yes, you're relying on a marketing company to do that, but you should still know like what those touch points are. And that way, if someone like you're hearing customers start bringing up, hey, I feel like you guys are texting me too much. It's important to know, oh, okay, I actually understand how many times we are texting you, and we can write that down, and you can now let your team know, hey, instead of sending one like 3 times within the week, I want to only do 1, and we're going to send it on this day. And I've seen that be the most effective. Like, that's what we want to make sure that you're having that, again, that communication with your team on that. Another question wrote through, how soon should you reach out to customers after their visit? So that's a great question. There's a bunch of differing opinions on this. Some people believe that you should immediately reach out. Some people believe that, hey, you should wait a day or two. Again, some people, feel like they don't need to reach out at all. I think you absolutely need to reach out, but the cadence in which you reach out is going to be kind of dependent upon you. What we do typically, though, is wait 24 hours because, in my opinion, that allows a consumer to feel their car for 24 hours and determine if it was a good job was in fact done. Because at times, so you reach out right away, they're like, oh yeah, it definitely was. It feels way better and it's great. But then a few hours roll by and they're like, you know what, this actually feels the same. And so then you end up. They had this positive experience. You send them a Google review, but their mind changed by the time you sent them that review. They're like, actually, no, I'm not going to leave them a good review at all. I'm going to leave them this 4-star, 3-star, 1-star review because it actually didn't happen as what I thought it was. I just kind of had that kind of shiny object when it was done. So in my opinion, I think you should wait 24 hours. That's when you can send it out, make sure you get a feel, gauge the customer experience, and then have touch points from there. So hopefully that answers the question. Again, that's just what we've seen work effectively. But if you have a process that you reach out right away and you see amazing feedback that way, then absolutely you don't want to break your system just to, again, because I'm saying one thing. That's just what we've seen work effectively. But again, if you're understanding of it, then that's kind of the most important thing. So what to look for: focus on building genuine relationships, not just promotions. So you want to ensure that you are building rapport with each and every one of your consumers. You're not just blasting them out with promotions all the time. And that's the only time that you text them is when you want them to come in and spend more money with you. Like, no, you want to just, sometimes for a holiday, you just let them know. And you wish them a great holiday, said nothing else on that end. Or as you're communicating with them afterwards, you're just letting them know you're here whenever you're ready. Or if they have deferred work, you don't need to have an offer behind it. You're just letting them know, hey, this has come up. I want to make sure that you're taken care of. And so when the time is right, if the time is ever right, let us know. We'll be here. And that goes a much longer way than just kind of blasting them with promos nonstop. But use reminders to educate customers, not just sell services. And so it's important for them to be aware also, though, like, hey, there were things that we saw in your last checkup that you didn't take care of. And if this goes too far, it may be unsafe. And so we want to ensure, though, if you want another check, or you feel like you need another pair of eyes, please go find another pair of eyes to look at it. But I think it's important that you do that. So little things like that, I think, goes a long way. Make communication convenient and easy to respond to, encouraging two-way engagement. So it shouldn't be a one-way street where it's always you just texting them. You want to make sure that they're able to text you too, and your team is responding to those as well. Okay? So hopefully that, again, those are the 5 different zones that we wanted to look at there. But what you can also do, take it a step further, is kind of create a scorecard now from your zones. It's like, hey, I'm going through the website, score of 1 to 5, what would you give it? And then based on that score, like, what's working, what needs fixing. So if nothing needs fixing, then obviously that's most likely a 5. Like, things are going very, very well in that area. But if it's not, let's reflect, let's look at it, make sure you're seeing the improvement that needs to be seen there. Or if you're working with a company, make sure that they're aware of, like, hey, I ran this audit and I found these certain things. Let me know if that's right or not. And again, maybe you're right. Maybe they're like, oh, actually, no, like, I understand why you saw it that way, but this is actually where it is. You just didn't quite see it, or whatever it may be. But that's important to have that conversation back and forth. I think a scorecard helps everyone kind of understand that. And then set quarterly goals based on this audit. So granted, once you make the scorecard, hopefully actions and things get fixed. So you want to make sure you just take 1 to 2 action items per zone of, like, hey, I want Google Ads cost per lead to decrease by 20%, or I want certain service pages to be added to the website and onto Google Business Profile. Like, those are different things that you can create goals for that are pretty actionable and can be done. But the people that should be involved, owner or your manager, again, you don't want to be non-aware. If you're using a marketing company, yes, they should be doing their job well, but you don't want to be fully dependent on just that being completely hands off, and you're just running everything for me and I don't need a worry in the world. That's where eventually surprises come to be, and both parties thought one was doing the other thing, and then you're like, wait, what is going on here? So by being consistently involved and having those inputs, it's going to help front desk, having your service advisors and things, because they hear that direct feedback, making sure they're involved. And also you can have like technician input, say for content ideas and different things that they can do there on the service side. But keeping a 90-day rhythm, I think, is a good cadence. That way you're not feeling like you're doing this huge big audit every month. You're just like, hey, every quarter I'm making the check, and this check takes me around 30 minutes to go through all the different zones and make sure everything's looking right. And I think that's a use of your time and be effective, and will keep helping you improve your marketing strategy. Okay. So any other questions here that maybe, I think I answered all the ones that popped through the chat, but any other questions, thoughts, concerns that anyone has? I appreciate everyone that has been in the live so far. And again, if you're watching in the replay, thank you so much for watching, but also throw comments on there. And then I'll make sure that I go through and respond to those as those come through, or you can obviously reach out to us in different ways, which I'll go over here right now. So we do free strategy sessions. And in terms of you're like, hey, I actually want an audit done for me, or I want an analysis of what's going on in my area, then we do those as well. So you can have a free strategy session. You can give us a call, book a strategy session through our website, email us, whatever works best for you. You can direct Facebook message us again, and we'll make sure that we get you on the calendar, get you taken care of, analyze what you have going on to ensure that you're in the best position to win. Because it's good to have those checks and balances of marketing efforts there. And then if you're like, you know what, I don't even want to meet, but I want to manually do a check, here's a marketing checklist of some of these different zones that we talked about in terms of paid ads, social media, your Google business profile, your website, and if all the basic necessities are there. So that kind of works as a basic audit in and of itself. We're running through this checklist here. And then if you're not already in our Facebook group, please go ahead and join. Free to join. Just type in Auto Repair Shop Owners Mastermind. It should be the top group that appears there. Roughly like 2,000 owners that are in there, communicating, sharing thoughts, ideas, and kind of helping each other out. And then last but not least, my wife and I wrote a book, Just Drive More Business. It's a step-by-step guide, kind of a lot of our webinars and things combined into just a book format, because I know a lot of people like reading books, and helping them understand, again, sometimes click by click, a show a picture of where to go. Hopefully it's not too outdated. It's about 2 years old now, but still, it should give you a general idea of what to do and what to take place. If you have questions though after you're reading, like, hey, I didn't find this page of where it is. It looks different now. Let us know, and I'll make sure that we can jump in and help you out there. All right. Well, if there are no other questions, again, thank you so much for everyone that attended live. I really do appreciate you all and your collaboration here and helping these webinars run smoothly. And again, if you are watching on the replay, thank you as well. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. It helps the reach and making sure as many people as possible get helped in the ways that they need it. But again, I am Kelsey with Lift Auto Repair Marketing, and we will talk to you guys again next time. See ya.